Hello and welcome back to another episode of PopCulture Reacts as we are working our way through The Bends by Radiohead. And we are at track 10,
10. We've
Black
reached double figures,
Star.
Chris.
We're getting there. We're working our way through this.
We're at the point where the candles would be a struggle on the cake, aren't we? And blowing them out and getting your wish, that's going to be tricky with 10 candles.
So, as part always with these Radiohead ones, I have no idea what we're going into. So,
Do you want to have an idea or do you want to just go
well,
with this one?
with all of them, I just sort of jump in and then,
Yeah.
you can fill me
Yeah.
in afterwards.
Yeah. Let's jump into this one and yeah, very interested in kind of your take on it lyrically and what the song's talking about. But let's do this. Boom. Black Star.
This is a weird one. Um, I mean, this is going to be one of those where lots of people interpret the lyrics very differently on this.
Oh, I'm glad you said that because I won't go into what. I'll let you do your bit. But just to let you know, I interpret the lyrics very differently now than when I first heard it.
To me, this is clearly someone that, or as I see it, should I say, um, has just broken up with someone because of their antics and obviously not handling it the best way, or maybe their antics are like this, which is what has then caused it, where they basically are on either a bender or on the piss or whatever, and just a fucking mess, and will blame it on anything and everything but themselves and what they do that has caused said issues. Um, that's where I go lyrically.
So like we said about how a song hits you at a certain point in your life. So when this
Mm,
come out, for me at the time, it was about a relationship that failed, and kind of the first two verses are, and I'll say Tom York for the purposes. I know he's singing it, but the protagonist kind of talking about how the relationship isn't where it should be, and then when we come to the third verse, he's moved on. They're split up and he's moved on, but kind of not like still kind of struggling with what that relationship breakup was. And so it was that song for me for a good few years. And then there was a certain point in my life where I was in a relationship with someone, and it absolutely changed my perception of what I feel this song is about. And I think it's about someone in a relationship with someone who is dealing with depression. So, like, the failure of the relationship isn't like, oh, we didn't get on. That actually, like, the protagonist has struggled because can't exist in this relationship with someone who is going through depression,
yeah.
and ultimately, and not in a judgmental way, when they leave, when they move on, they haven't really emotionally or mentally moved on, but also acknowledge that they can't go back. And I think that happened, and my interpretation of it changed, as I say, because it's kind of something I went through, and
Mm,
suddenly this song took on a very different meaning for me. And the Black Star, I think the Black Star part of it is kind of very very big and open to interpretation, and maybe there's just like a very simplistic part of me that I see the word black and I think of black bleakness, and I know often like certain in the formative years of depression really being spoken about, there was like obviously lots of similes of like the black dog of depression, that's what I kind of saw the Black Star as on this, but rather than it being um like the black dog, they're blaming it on the Black Star. That's the problem, and that problem that someone, her depression, his depression, or anything in a relationship, you're blaming it on this concept, this thing that you've
mm,
almost made up yourself to go. That was a problem, but ultimately, that was probably not the problem. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's an interesting exercise for me to kind of go over the years that what this song means to me changed with things that happened to me in my life.
mm. Um, said I got more sort of not it being depressive, but more sort of substance stuff. So maybe like an
Yeah,
addiction
yeah, I could see
of
that. Yeah, yeah,
something. Um, blame it on the Black Star. Thing it could be black tar heroin.
yeah, yeah.
And
And
quite
again,
literal.
we talk about like
But
kind of when people use like similes in songs. A lot of the time, what you draw out of it is so you kind of go like black tar. I went black dog, but they're probably neither wrong nor right, are they? They're
yeah,
just what it means to us as the person experiencing it.
yeah, I liked it musically. It musically it fits the lyrical tone of it because there are crescendos in there that fit what he's saying lyrically at that time. Um, so yeah, this one like this.
I think I think as well, or I feel, and I've always felt that this is the most Pablo Honey song on this album. This feels like with the kind of grimier recording of it. This
Mm.
felt like the sort of sounds that and the sort of way that they were recording things during the Pablo Honey era. And yeah, I really like Pablo Honey, so that worked for me. But yeah, this felt like the most musically Pablo Honey song for me from this album.
So as always, YouTube things like, subscribe, ring bells, comments down there. What is next?
Well, before we go, just for the YouTube comments, like obviously this goes for anything. We're always interested in hearing like your interpretation or what the song did for you, but especially on one like this, like where we're sort of saying, oh, this is what we got from it. Really interested to hear what you got from it, like what you think the story and the meaning is. Next up, we're going for a cheery number. It's called Sulk.
Ah.
I got
So
obsessed with this for a long period of time because being the comic book boy that I was like, incredible sulk. But
so until next time, and we're sulking.
yeah.
Goodbye.